Sugar Regulatory Administration Chief David Alba has resigned due to health reasons. Officer in charge Gregorio Catapang Jr. is now Director General of the Corrections Bureau, replacing suspended Chief Gerald Bantag. And heads up motorists, the number coding scheme will be suspended from April 6 to 10 in observance of the Holy Week. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. Malacanang confirms the resignation of Sugar Regulatory Administration or SRA Chief David Alba amid issues hounding the country's sugar importation. Shaila Francisco with the report.
7 months after his appointment, Sugar Regulatory Administration Chief David Alba has stepped down from his post. The palace confirmed that they have received Alba's resignation. The Presidential Communications Office reported that Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin initially persuaded Alba not to resign. However, Alba stood firm with his decision, citing his worsening health conditions. With this, his resignation will be effective on April 15 upon the instruction of President Bongbong Marcos. Prior to the palace's confirmation, Sugar Board member Pablo Ascona said that they found out about Alba's resignation during a meeting last Monday.
We were all actually surprised with the presentation po of a copy of his letter. Yung inexplain po sa amin ng DA is it was because of his health. He was having problems with his blood pressure.
Alba's resignation came amid the controversial Sugar Order No. 6 or the importation of 440,000 metric tons of sugar. But the SRA was quick to clarify that it has nothing to do with the issue.
Yung lumalabas na issues, lahat inaccept naman po ni Yusek Panganiban yung nung last press briefing niya po. And then so far hindi ko pa naman narinig or nabasa po na si Admin Dave po yung kini-question. Admin Dave was doing what he should be doing. No? He was the one issuing the clearances because that is naman talaga po the duty of the administrator. Regular naman po and it proper yung lahat na ginawa po ni Admin Dave and the SRA.
For its part, the Department of Agriculture assures the public that lowering sugar prices remains to be a priority despite Alba's resignation.
Patuloy pa rin naman yan eh. You gotta stop. You gotta stop its operation. Especially right now na yung sugar is one of the drivers of inflation. So, ang take ko dyan is that we have the sugar supply, we have the buffer stock to address the high prices in the market.
Shaila Francisco, WR1 News.
President Bongbong Marcos has appointed Officer in charge Gregorio Catapang Jr. as the Director General of the Bureau of Corrections. Catapang replaces suspended Bucor Chief Gerald Bantag, who has been under preventive suspension due to his alleged involvement in the murder of broadcaster Percy Lapid. Catapang has been serving as the Bucor's OIC since October 2022. For its part, the Justice Department says it fully supports Catapang's appointment and vowed to pursue planned projects and programs for the Bureau of Corrections under its new chief. In other news, former Senator Richard Gordon welcomes the Ombudsman's order to suspend government officials involved in the alleged Farmally pharmaceutical fiasco. However, Gordon told One Balita Pilipinas that former President Rodrigo Duterte and former Health Secretary Francisco Duque III should have been included as respondents in the order. The former senator said that the two had command responsibility as the graft-laden procurement of pandemic supplies happened under their watch. The suspension order of the Ombudsman stemmed from complaints filed by Gordon and Senator Risa Ontiveros.
Ang tinamaan dyan, all the way up to the President of the Republic of the Philippines, Rodrigo Duterte, kasama si Lau, Undersecretary Lau, si Mr. Leong, na number 2 ni Lau, at ilang pa mga, pati si Secretary Duque, dahil nga masyadong napakalaki, hindi lang masyado, talagang malaki yung talagang wala sa gobyerno. dahil sa kanilang mga aksyon na dapat isama yung mga tao talaga na hindi mangyayari ang kundi nila pinayagan.
In other news, international aid continues to pour in for the oil spill response in Oriental Mindoro. The U.S. Embassy in Manila announced that the U.S. Agency for International Development will provide an additional 10 million pesos to support monitoring and response. Part of the funding will be going to training of fisher folk affected by the fishing ban, who will then help with coastal habitat assessments as citizen scientists. Meanwhile, the Philippine Coast Guard said that their counterparts from South Korea are headed to Oriental Mindoro to help with oil spill response. The KCG is sending technical experts, equipment, and curtain booms to help contain the spread of oil. We have more stories for you after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Over 100 students in Laguna's Cabuyao City were rushed to hospitals after collapsing at a surprise fire drill on Thursday. Justine Punsalang with the story.
On Thursday, Gulod National High School Extension conducted a fire drill for its grade 8 and grade 9 students under the scorching heat of the sun. Students were not allowed to wear caps or use umbrellas. Even drinking water was prohibited. They endured this for at least an hour, with temperature reaching up to 36 degrees Celsius. By 4 p.m., students started collapsing one by one. Students assisted their classmates who passed out while waiting for responders from the Barangay and City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office. 104 students were brought to Cabuyao City Hospital and Ospital ng Cabuyao after experiencing dizziness and seizures, while most of them passed out. Based on the investigation, the unannounced fire drill yesterday was not coordinated with the local government.
Kaya nabigla po kami kahapon ng mga past 3. May tumawag na lang sa akin yung isang konsyal na siya muna nakaresponde sa estudyante. 3 estudyante. Sinugod muna sa center. Yung ibang estudyante din nagpapanik. Kaya minabuti muna namin pauwiin lahat din.
Hindi po na-coordinate sa barangay, sa CDRMO, sa mayor's office. Kaya hindi po handa. Nabigla rin po siguro yung ating mga guro na ganun ang kalalabasan ng kanilang fire drill. Wala naman sila intensyon masama, kaya lang ay mahirap po kasi pag hindi train yung ating mga nagkakandak ng ganito mga activity.
Based on doctors' assessment, the fainting and dizzy spells were caused by dehydration, hypoglycemia, and heat exhaustion. This angered some parents like Andrew. He said that they are mulling to file a complaint against the principal for endangering the lives of their children. Apparently, this is the 4th drill that was conducted during the afternoon.
Gusto ko ng administrative complaint laban doon sa principal. Let's face it, sa isang organisasyon, lagi ang namumuno ang may responsibilidad. Ang gusto ko po ay mawala siya dito sa aming eskwelahan.
After the incident, Cabuyao Mayor Dennis Hain decided to temporarily suspend all fire and earthquake drills in the schools in the city. They will first craft a better drill program fit for students that will be coordinated with the CDRRMO and the Bureau of Fire Protection. However, just this morning, classes were once again interrupted. This as dozens of students needed to be rushed to the hospital again due to the extreme heat. Some had stiff hands and feet, while others had a hard time breathing. This forced the school to suspend the remaining classes for today. According to Pag-asa, it is possible to experience dehydration and heat stroke whenever the heat index is very high, especially now with the start of the dry season. This is why they advise the public to avoid staying under the heat of the sun, especially during 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. But if this is unavoidable, they have some suggestions.
Ang may papayo ko lang, una sa lahat, uminom na maraming tubig. Maging mapanating hydrated po tayo kasi nga sa panahon ito, madali tayong mapawisan, mapagod dahil sa sobrang init. Alawa, maglaan po tayo ng kahit konting minuto, 30 minutes. Pupunta lang tayo sa lugar na may lilim.
For its part, the Cabuyao City Schools Division Office said that they will conduct psychological first aid sessions at the GNHS Extension. DepEd, through the regional and division offices, is also coordinating with the local government of Cabuyao City to provide financial aid to affected students. For News 5, Justine Punsalang. We are One News.
In other news, several business groups have opposed the proposed charter change. These include the Makati Business Club and FINEX, or the Financial Executive Institute of the Philippines, and 4 other organizations. In a joint statement, the group said that the lengthy and difficult process of CHACHA may turn off potential investors. They also pointed out that Congress has already passed laws to amend specific economic provisions in the Constitution to address trade barriers, relax foreign ownership limits, and encourage outside investment in public utilities. These business organizations suggest that the House should instead focus on passing the tax reform bills that are still languishing in the lower chamber. Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. The number coding scheme in Metro Manila has been suspended or will be suspended from April 6 to 10 for the Holy Week. More than 2,000 MMDA personnel will also be deployed for the agency's Oplan Metro Alalay Semana Santa 2023. And motorists can look forward to lower fuel prices next week. Current estimates project diesel prices to drop by up to 1 peso and 50 centavos per liter, while the price of gasoline is seen to go down by as much as 1 peso and 40 centavos per liter. Senator Imelda Marcos has dismissed rumors that her mother, former First Lady Imelda Marcos, has passed away. This is in response to the rumor that trended on social media. Imelda's niece, Eliza Romualdez Valtos, has likewise denied the supposed death of her aunt. One News Now will be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News. All sides, all the time.